What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. This is the second episode, and we are back and ready to get right into it. So, hopefully, everybody was having a wonderful week. It's been a week since we last recorded the very first episode of the pilot. I am back again with my two amazing friends here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Dude, what is up? It's Patman. You guys know me if you listened last week. Put out our first episode. I'm super excited to be back at it again today.
Hi, I'm Patty Papa. I was there last week as well. First pilot went well, I think. Excited to get into this debate because we all agreed that this would be the first thing we talked about. We've decided to call it the PvP because, of course, Patman and myself are both actually called Patrick in real life. And I say we just get straight into it. What do you say,
Yeah,
Patman?
let's do it. Let's talk
Okay.
Halo 5.
Yes, I love it. Okay, do you want to go first or shall
No. You got the floor, my man.
I? Okay.
I'll be the
Well,
referee.
Yes.
No blood. I want to. I want
Yeah.
a clean PvP
Clean
match.
I said we start with the multiplayer. I'll give you credit that I think the multiplayer in the game is definitely good. I do think that when it came to like choices on like the different game modes and everything, I thought it did a great job. But then when it comes to the single player, I feel like it lacked considerably, just because of the fact that when the game was going to be released and everything, they said that you were going to be playing as the Master Chief. But then when I played through the game, only 3 missions out of what I believe were like 15 did I actually play as the Master Chief, and it just made it very disappointing. What do you say about that?
Well, it's an interesting thing because from my point of view, single player mode was kind of what I expected, and maybe that's part of why I'm less disappointed than I think a good chunk of the Halo fan base. But I don't know. In my opinion, yes, I was significantly disappointed that I didn't get to play as Master Chief nearly as much. But I also feel like it fell into that habit of being the middle of a trilogy where the franchise is trying to shift its focus in the story, and it took away too much from its roots. Lots of games fall into that. Lots of movies fall into that pattern where the middle movie kind of lags behind the first and the final. That was my take on the single player, though. I still loved it for its gameplay mechanics, though. I mean, a lot of the things that you get to do as your Spartan, your additional abilities, are much more applicable in the campaign against AI than they are in the multiplayer modes. At least that's what I thought.
Did you like the aliens in the story mode? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, the Prometheans. I have
Yes.
extremely mixed feelings about them because in Halo 4, I thought the Prometheans were wonderful. In Halo 5, I liked the things that they changed about the aliens. I didn't like the things they changed about the Promethean weapons. I thought that the Saw and the Suppressor and the Promethean weapons from Halo 4, I didn't think they needed to be messed with. The light rifle, I liked them the way they
Yes.
were. So I liked the way they changed the aliens, but not so much the way that they changed the weaponry. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, personally, like my thoughts on the Prometheans was that I thought it was a great change to the game. I thought it gave it more character and more of just excitement in the game because I mean you've been fighting the Covenant, for
For
the ever.
multiple games, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I felt like in Halo 5, the fact that I didn't see more Covenant actually was slightly disappointing. Just because it's just such a big part of the series that almost getting rid of it, what it almost felt like at least, kind of ruined the single player for me a little bit. But still love the Prometheans. I thought that everything about them was amazing. I agree that they should have kept it in the Halo 4.
Right. I definitely wanted to talk to you about the multiplayer because I've heard a variety of opinions on what people think that should have looked like and how the direction they really took it in, because in my experience I still play Halo 5, and that game is at least 7 years old. And
Mhm.
I think that it has the largest ensemble of a variety of game modes, and the way they've really changed it up, and not just they don't give you one set playlist, they give you a featured playlist every like 2 to 3 weeks, and
Yes.
they keep giving you new game modes to try. I feel like they've done a good job with spicing it up and helping the game last long. What I don't see is the incentive to play Warzone unless you're playing Firefight, because I hate the card system. That's my big critique. Is I don't like the playing to get packs, to get cards. I guess you could call it microtransactions, but you don't technically have to spend money, so I don't really see it that way. It's more just the RNG of, oh, I want this super cool vehicle, Hannibal, Scorpion, whatever, but I don't have that card because I haven't randomly gotten it, and then I get smoked in my standard ghost by some guy flying around in a wasp. It just feels too RNG and takes some of the fun out of it.
Mhm.
At least that was my opinion. Have you played much of the multiplayer?
Yeah, I have played quite a bit of the multiplayer. I did mainly play only Warzone, and that's partially because I'm a bit of a Battlefield fan myself,
I
and it just
see.
it gave me that reminiscing feeling of just like the big arena. You're fighting against multiple people. You got to watch your back. You got to think about everything at once, and that adrenaline. I did like that about the multiplayer, but I definitely agree with you when it came to the RNG. It it was lacking. Like I feel like COD has actually done a really good job when it comes to their multiplayer. When it comes to like prestiging your guns, there's, um, like you get 50 headshots and you unlock this skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, same with like a skins on a wasp or a ghost or something like that. Like if you kill a certain amount of people doing whatever, you'll get a skin. And I think that's something that if they did that, it would make the game more enjoyable, like you said, because, if it's just RNG, oh no, if you don't have the pack or you don't, it becomes kind of lame slash repetitive because of the
Absolutely.
because, like your chances are so minimal and you don't even know if the goal's in sight. It's just you got to get lucky.
Yeah, I certainly feel like you're grinding more for weapons and cards, and they have what's interesting to me is they have an experience system. You do level up, quote
Mhm.
unquote, your Spartan, but instead of attaching that to like unlocking the special weapons that they added, because that's one thing I loved, is they really boosted the variety of weapons that there are in the game. I mean, they took something like a base weapon like a sniper, and then they gave you multiple kinds and gave them names, and they actually do things that you can. It's not cosmetic; they're actual changes. I
Yeah.
really appreciated that. So for me, I think that they try to do too many things at once with the microtransactions and the cards, and trying to have so many game modes and Warzone. I think they were trying to set the stage on too many things. I liked the direction they were taking with Warzone, because they definitely were trying to make a larger battlefield than they've had in the past, and I loved that. But I also felt like because they used random cards, it kind of made that same experience feel uneven. Instead of the more you play, the more weapons you unlock. I do think Call of Duty has done a very good job of executing that system to where as you play, you get better stuff, even if it's just a small difference. Like it gives you incentive to play the game, whereas the RNG of the card system kind of falls short, especially since it's totally random whether or not you're going to get a really cool weapon. And they tried to add a rarity system, but I don't really feel like it's been that effective because it's still RNG. At the end of the day, it's still random. Even if some things are less likely to for you to get, it's still a random system, and Halo's not a looter shooter. It's not a grinding type of game. So I don't feel like if I don't think they're attracting the right audience by doing it.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. I think where personally Halo 5 stopped short was the fact that when this game got released and I started playing it, I remember all the Halo before it. Every single Halo, it was always about the campaign. I love the campaign. I would literally buy the game, and I swear to God, I'd lock myself in my room for a weekend and go through the
Oh, so
campaign.
many times.
But with this one, I felt like they, which I mean, I would understand it because a lot of whenever this came out, multiplayers were coming out, and that's kind of like that was the thing, and I'm sure they were trying to get with the thing, but I don't think they realized that their Halo and what their fans live for was their campaign, and honestly, that's where I felt like Halo 5 fell short was the fact that they didn't put enough into their campaign, but they definitely put quite a bit into the player.
I absolutely agree. And I also think that when they did the single player mode in the campaign, I think that they tried to just flesh it out real good, but they didn't put the soul into it that they've put into previous campaigns because you're very right. Most people love Halo for the campaign, especially the original trilogy. That's
Hmm.
a model example of a campaign story that people want to play. I remember locking myself in for Halo 5 expecting that same experience, and it did definitely miss the mark. It definitely fell short, and I wasn't sure exactly why. And I think it is that you're not playing as Master Chief the whole time, and it didn't have the same flair that the Flood did. They changed too many things about the Prometheans, and Cortana was always a helping hand to Master Chief, so for them to then turn it into your stereotypical AI turns bad type of story, I definitely felt like that was not the direction they should have gone in. The AI took a bad direction with Cortana and making her turn crazy per se, and they framed it like it was gonna be like a glitch in her programming, but really she's just going psychotic. I mean, we all know this story from previous science fiction. AI turns against people and thinks that they're doing the right thing. It's
Yeah.
overdone in my opinion. I really felt like that didn't need to be done, but it didn't have the same flair.
You think they were trying to end the story, maybe?
No, no, because I know Halo 6 is going to have a campaign. But the one
Yeah.
thing that killed it the most for me is that there was no local co-op. So you couldn't sit down with a friend and grind out that campaign like you used to with Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah,
And
Thought about
just
that's
sit
that.
there and enjoy it with somebody who's also a dedicated Halo fan right there next to you. That
is that
couch co-op element is crucial.
is that because 434 Studios, to cut their
343.
ties? 343, yeah,
Uh, no, I think they were trying to go with trends because right around that time, and especially the time after, a lot of games were starting to be like, everybody can just play online. That's
Hmm.
become the general standard. So I think
gotcha.
I was really disappointed that Halo also took that path because I thought they realized that couch co-op was so important to their fan base. But
100.
on the plus
Yeah.
side, what I've read about Halo 6 is that they're bringing it back regardless of popular trends. That's my
Thank God.
understanding. That's what the
Yeah, that'd be good.
CEO that's in charge of the project for Halo Infinite, that's what she has said. So if they don't, that's going to kill Halo forever for me. But
I kind of feel you
I
there.
feel like that was a missed opportunity for sure.
Yeah,
Forcing people to play online in campaign mode, I get what they're trying to do, but at the same time, local co-op split screen was the era that Halo started in. Taking
Hmm.
that element away I feel like Halo's a little dated. I don't see a lot. It's not like, especially now that it's been gone for 7 years between games, a lot of younger gamers aren't necessarily jumping on that wagon.
yeah.
So I think that the fan base that they started with is the fan base that they still have today. So trying to take away something that was so important to that group seems like a bad move.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So pretty much, it seems like you guys pretty much agree on most things there with the
Yeah,
Halo.
definitely.
Yeah.
I still consider it all together though. I still consider it a good Halo entry. It really missed the mark on some important things.
Gotcha.
Hmm. So then I guess that's maybe just where we kind of get off, is the fact that you still believe it to be good after hearing everything, and we've agreed on a lot, almost everything. But for me, and maybe it's just because our differences in what we really feel to be a good game is maybe
Right.
different.
Or
I just feel like
maybe what
it
it
missed
should
the mark.
be.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
compare.
or what it should be. I think it's more a discussion of what makes a Halo game a Halo game,
Yeah.
and less of
Yeah.
a discussion of whether or not Halo 5 was good, because it had good mechanics, there were a lot of good elements, and they definitely missed the mark on some things. But if you're in it for the stuff that they missed, and you definitely could be, that's where people draw the line.
So
Yeah.
comparatively to the original Halos, the franchise itself, it's doesn't meet the
It
mark.
missed.
Yeah,
Yeah, it missed.
gotcha. Because I
Yeah,
haven't
I would
played
say
it.
it even missed a little bit for me,
Yeah.
especially in terms of the campaign. But like, would I go back and not buy it? Absolutely not. I'd say it was worth the money and definitely worth the experience. And at least now I know the story going into the next entry. But
Yeah. True.
you definitely buy Halo for the campaign and stick around for the multiplayer. But with this one, they really spun it around and made you buy Halo for the multiplayer and then do the campaign as a side piece. And
And
that's
see,
not
that's
what
Gotcha.
Halo is.
that's definitely where that's why whenever I got it, that's why I didn't like it. I thought it sucked.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't that what they did with Call of Duty too?
Yeah, but
Kinda.
yeah. Yeah, kind of. I mean, they were competing franchises and they went in similar directions. So,
Yeah.
I
it
think that's
doesn't
maybe why
surprise
they
me.
did it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
might be what
Competing.
absolutely what I'm
absolutely.
saying. They did
Absolutely.
Halo did campaign, so COD decided to push everything into multiplayer. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Halo tried to nail both, and they missed what is the more important part of their game.
Well, I don't know about you, Patman, but I believe this PvP is concluded.
I agree.
Awesome, guys.
Chad?
So in that, what would you guys grade? Halo 5 at the end of this PvP,
Oh
first
gosh.
PvP here with the Halo 5 match.
You know, I'd have to give it a 7, which I feel like is a little harsh, but at the same time, they missed some pretty important stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think a 7 out of 10 is where I'm at.
Okay.
Patty?
Um, well, you were actually reminding me of the co-op, and I'm not gonna lie, I almost kind of forgot about it. And because you reminded me of that, I'm probably gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10.
Not bad. It's not bad at all. Good. Well, that's awesome, guys.
hmm Well, I don't know about you guys, but as you both know, I have to go, and I
Yeah.
hope the rest of this podcast goes wonderful. You all have a good night.
Hey, you two.
You too, Patty.
We will see you later.
We'll see you
Bye.
next week.
All right. So you've been playing Minecraft, right?
I've been playing a lot of Minecraft lately.
Anything exciting happen while you were playing?
So, actually, yeah. So first of all, I went to my first end city. I know that makes me sound
Ooh.
like a new player, but
Yeah.
I jumped off the Minecraft wagon shortly before the end realm was added. Back when I last played, it used to just be the end dragon fight, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I saw an end city, found some end materials, saw my first real shulker in its own habitat. So a lot of good stuff there. But the really cool thing that I did was a couple days ago, I actually bought a couple of the custom adventures that they do separately through Minecraft, and I went to like a Martian area. It was basically created with the Nether more or less, but it's like a Martian map. You go on a spaceship, really cool adventure, and then I did what is supposed to be the scariest Minecraft map ever,
Ooh.
whatever, and it was genuinely scary. I did not think Minecraft could be scary, but it made me scream. It made me scream, and I'm not afraid to say that. Like it's definitely not a scary looking game, but they did a good job of making you in that environment with sound effects and
Was
whatnot.
it like jump scares and stuff?
Some jump scares. They added like a creepy musical soundtrack to the background,
Oh
so it
yeah.
really set up an environment. The only thing I will say is that it was dark. You didn't get any torches or anything, so you couldn't place light. Like, you needed the lights off in order to see in the
Oh.
game. So it had you in this environment. Monsters would come at you that you couldn't kill, and I don't know how they did it, probably like something to do with the modding and the custom map. But
Yeah.
when you'd look at monsters, it would make your camera smaller, like you were
Oh no.
being forced to look at the monster in the eyes, and then it would scream at you and you'd run away, and it was a whole experience, and it was wonderful. I really enjoyed it, and it was definitely a different take on what Minecraft has to offer. And segue from that, I want to say that map actually was from like 2011. It was actually
Yeah.
one of the first custom adventures that they added into the game.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah. So, and there's a whole book that Mojang added to the game, to the map, that explains that. So I thought that was really cool.
Well, I know that I've watched, quite a few people play those. I think, what do they call them? Mini games or
Yeah,
scary.
more or less.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few of that, and they are pretty neat to see like what you can do in Minecraft and how Minecraft has like opened up like the sandbox game walls to so many different possibilities. Like Roblox has jumped into, like, you can literally do anything in Roblox because it has that capability, and they open it up to gamers to be able to make what they envision, or their ideas. They can bring them to life, so that's pretty neat.
Now, I know you're not the biggest fan of creative mode, Chadimus, but there is one thing that I did this weekend.
What did you do?
I made the Big Ben from London.
Oh
the
no.
Clock Tower. I made that in creative, and right next to it, I put a giant statue of SpongeBob and Squidward.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Squidward had a magic staff, and SpongeBob has a wizard's hat, and they are right next to it, looking like they're about to duel it out right next to the clock tower. And I don't usually do big things in creative, much more of a survival player, as you know, but
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed that.
Sounds fun, yeah. I mean, I'm against wasting time on creative. Now, I know it has a lot of good perks, like trying to figure out how to build something and you don't have the necessary materials, or you don't want to spend time building it. Going in creative mode and trying out different blocks is definitely something that I would definitely do if I didn't, know what I was doing. I mean, obviously, I don't create too much stuff, but yeah, I wouldn't mind going in there and doing something like that. So, so the end. Did you end up getting an elytra?
I did not. I actually still don't really know what that is. But I did learn a lot about like ender pearls and how you would travel through the ender given you were in survival, how you travel through the end, because at first I saw the realm, I'm like, how would you do this in any other mode than
were you in creative mode
or anything? I was in survival.
Oh, okay.
I opened a different world and found it in creative because
yeah,
like, how are you supposed to get through the islands? So I did some Googling and found out that there are ender pearls, and that I usually threw ender pearls away because I didn't know what they were for. But apparently, you can
very important.
That
yes,
you learn something new every day.
So, yeah, we recently actually on the realm we went to the end, and it was very fearsome. I was very scared. It was very scary. Anxiety was definitely the worst. Yeah, the worst thing in the world.
Super anxiety attack. Yeah.
I myself only died to the Ender Dragon at the very end. Unfortunately, there was a glitch with the.
You're a cheap noob, Chad.
Yeah, the Totem of Undying. I guess only once you use it, if you're still in the middle of getting hit, it only brings you back to like half a heart, and then if you don't get hit again, it like increases your regeneration like substantially. But I didn't know that, so as soon as I died, I was literally in the middle of killing the Ender Dragon. Like, the only reason why I ran up on him is because he only had like 3 hits left. So I hit him once and I died, and then I died a second time, and yeah. So in one of the guys that I was playing with, he ended up killing him. So, but there's 3 of us in the end, which also helped. But yes, ender pearls and basically building bridges across the different islands is how you pretty much explore the end, it seems like. and I spent an entire stream actually in there, which was like 6 hours. So it's not easy, but once you do find the flight, which is the elytra, it will be a lot easier. I have not gone back in yet, but I believe sometime today or tomorrow on stream we're probably going to go back so I can try to help people get more elytras. But yeah, I agree, it is definitely not the easiest thing to do. It's very fun, but it's not very easy to do at all.
Yeah, it's definitely it's called the end for a reason, and that didn't used to be the case. You used to be able to just go in and kill the dragon. That was the thing.
Well, and then there's credits after you kill the dragon.
That is true.
That's actually why I stayed away from doing it for so long, because I've never actually killed the Ender Dragon or even gone to the end, because I feared the end, because, you know, I don't want Minecraft to end. It's always been one of my favorite games, so... But
I think it's been many people's favorite games, Chad.
Yes, definitely. So I feel like that was just like something I didn't want to do. So, and after doing it, you know, obviously it puts more into the game, being able to, you know, fly around and do like what I'm doing right now, and just be able to get to places a lot quicker than you could ever expect. And then obviously having a trident with Riptide on it allows you to literally utilize the rain to fly. So I literally died just a second ago because I was going too fast. The game could not load, and I fell into nothing.
Dang.
Yeah, I just had to restart. So, but yeah, speaking about Minecraft, how about Minecraft Dungeons? What do you think about that? Because we are coming up on the release date.
I am pretty excited. This is the first non-Minecraft product we've gotten since story mode, more or less, which was still a third-party company, but story mode was the first big product that wasn't traditional Minecraft that I knew about, and I feel like Minecraft Dungeons is another step in that direction, and I'm totally okay with that. You know, I love the base game as much as the next person, but it's had an 11-year run, and I'm sure that run will last another 11 years as far as I'm concerned it could. But I think that them expanding what you can do is part of Mojang's, their mantra almost. You know, they've always taken a base idea and pushed it in a direction that most people wouldn't go. They're a very, and this is a terrible pun, but outside the box thinker type of company. You know, that's kind of the direction they've gone with a lot of things in their game, adding other realms, adding biomes to their realm. You know, it started with just some trees, a grassy plain, and your crafting table, and it has blown up into this big multiplayer thing. And I think that adding a new element for new players to get on board with Minecraft is always a good thing. Minecraft Dungeons will draw on a different crowd than I think Minecraft has already drawn.
Agreed. Yeah. So I threw up this stream here of you and for you to join in on the trailer here for Minecraft Dungeons. So that way, if anybody hasn't seen this, that is on the YouTube channel right now. For those listening to it through the podcast, you guys can go to the website over here at Minecraft.net and see that as well. But so this is the website for Minecraft Dungeons, and obviously up here it shows you that they've had, even though it doesn't show the Minecraft story mode up there, but they do have the 4 games. They have Education, Minecraft Earth, which came out I believe last year towards the end, Minecraft Dungeons, which I believe is on the 26th of May, which is Tuesday, and then Minecraft and all its variations of Xbox One Edition, PlayStation 4 Edition, PlayStation 3 Edition, PlayStation or Xbox 360 Edition, etc., etc., etc. Because it's on everything, because it's that big of a game, and it's the most sold game in the world, which we talked about last podcast. So, but yeah, here, like, I don't know if you've ever played Diablo, but it.
Plenty of time.
It was a time of great adventure.
It already feels very Diablo.
Yeah. But what the heck?
Shunned by his kin, an illager
I haven't
wandered
actually
the
seen
land,
this.
seeking a new home. But all he found was hatred.
Oh, He's not even a villager.
Driven by rage against those who wronged him, he
He's
wandered
not, so-
blind to what
I don't know what he is.
He looks villager-esque.
Until at
Yeah.
long last, the Illager found something
Oh, he's an illager.
that would change him forever.
That's a new thing. Villager.
Well, the
orb
pillager
of
update.
dawn.
Right. Okay, that's a little funny.
Yeah.
Corrupted by evil, driven by vengeance, the Arch-Illager made all bow before him. And if they did not bow, they would fall. The Illagers raided the land. Who would have the valor, the purity of heart, to stand against the Arch-Illager's reign of terror? Well, not that one.
Not that one.
Not that guy.
Fist pump at the end. So I wonder if it's only going to be in dungeons. Like, I'm guessing we'll probably never go up to the surface.
I don't know, but I don't think so. I mean, who can say? I'm not really sure exactly what to expect. I mean, we all have kind of a general idea.
Yeah.
The specifics are kind of up in the air, and I'm personally okay with that because that just makes me more excited to see what they're going to come up with.
Yeah, I feel like they weren't actually picturing Diablo when they did this. I think they were picturing like more to the story of Minecraft with a twist, basically. Because this is something we've never really seen. It touches more on the Villager Pillager update.
Yes.
It kind of puts a
that's true.
backstory to why these guys are coming around and raiding you. Wow, this is really awesome, actually.
Yeah, no, it definitely...
Well, this is the
I think
overworld,
there's
too.
a lot of opportunity in Minecraft dungeons.
Oh, God, the weapon-based. Yeah, I might be addicted already. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I was a big Diablo player, Diablo 1, 2, and 3. I still own all 3 and play all 3 on a routine basis, so I would say that I'm plenty excited for Minecraft dungeons. I love dungeon crawlers. I always have.
I have.
It's why I love Legend of Zelda. It's why I love Diablo. It's why I love many games.
The one thing I've pushed me away from these dungeon crawlers is people just run straight through things. I've never been a person that runs straight through stuff, and people just want to like go straight in and kill this person and then go back to the town, and then run in and go back to the town.
Well,
Oh, that's
and
right. So they originally weren't going to release it to anything except for Windows, but that's awesome. It's on everything, including the Nintendo Switch.
I also think, Chad, you have a point about dungeon crawlers and that people just run straight in. But for me, I think it also makes more sense if you've played some of those games by yourself first, because then you can actually just take it at your own pace. I mean, even Diablo 3
Correct. Yeah.
it's relatively online meta type game. So
Yeah, I agree that definitely. But that's the other thing too, is like those kind of games aren't really meant to be played solo. Now you can.
yeah, that's true.
But it's so much funner when you have so much more fun when you have multiple people to play with. Wow, I just found Diamond just chilling in a cave.
Nice.
But yeah,
I think it is more fun to play with multiple people, but only if you all have the understanding that you're not just gonna charge in and kill
yeah.
people.
Well, yeah, and when I played the last time I played Diablo, like I originally wanted to play it with my father because he was a very big fan of those kind of games.
Wanted to do the same thing.
So, and basically, he ended up playing a little bit of it while I wasn't able to. But then I ended up jumping in with a couple friends of mine. We're just like, hey, let's go here. And then I'd be like, okay, and I'm sitting here fighting somebody. And they're like, okay, we're going to the next part. And I'm like, what? I just got here. Like, oh, we're going to the next part. And I'm just like, that's not how I... So I just got pretty much out of wanting to play those kinds of games because of that experience itself.
Which did you play Diablo 3? Which one was the last?
Yeah,
one
3 was the last one that I played.
3.
Yeah.
I would wager that if you played it with me, you'd have a good time.
Oh yeah, well,
I don't do that. If
yeah,
you're ever looking to give it a try again,
I think the play style is completely different between me and the people that I was playing with.
Yeah.
So, and I've always been
also different than a lot of.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to play some Minecraft Dungeons when it first comes out, and give it a whoa, and definitely come back and talk about that in a future podcast. Because just by looking at that trailer, like, the game's going to be amazing. It just looks so good, and especially if you like the Minecraft world, or what do they call that?
The art style.
Oh yeah, the art style too. But you know how there's like the MCU, Minecraft has its own.
Yeah, the Minecraft
world.
universe.
Yeah, the Minecraft universe. Like anything Minecraft, I'm 100% down to at least give a try. So, I think that will be a lot of fun, and I'm sure. I don't know if I don't know. Did it say cross-platform? I wasn't sure if it's going to be playable cross-platform. We'll have to look into that for next time. You guys let us know down in the comments. What do you guys think about
if you
that?
happen to know if it's going to be cross-platform, feel free to say something.
Definitely so, but that's going to be fun. I am looking forward to that. I don't know how much time I'm going to throw into it, considering the realm and stuff. I'm trying to get as much as I can done here, and it's really addicting. So, but definitely going to throw in a couple hours onto that when it first comes out. So,
yeah, and I forgot to mention earlier, for all the listeners out there, feel free to comment your thoughts on Halo 5 to add to the discussion as well. I know that we ended the PvP a little while ago, but I definitely want you guys to contribute to the discussion as much as you like.
Agreed. And next week, we are most likely going to be doing a completely live podcast. So when we open up the forum to comments or to questions and stuff, you guys can jump in on that topic as well if you guys want to bring that back up. Because, it's Halo. Halo's not ending for a while. And I know Patty had mentioned that there was mention of Halo 6. And, they're looking to bring that back to, the roots of what Halo was and what made Halo so amazing of a game. Because I definitely spent most of my early years on Xbox and Xbox 360 playing Halo. So,
yeah, so definitely put your comments below on your thoughts on Halo 5, any questions you guys want to add, or topics you want us to discuss in the future. We're always open and welcome to that as well.
And what's coming for 6 that you guys are looking forward to. So yeah, we talked about Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons. So what about the update that we talked about last week, which was pretty much the entire podcast last week? What do you think?
Well, we found some new stuff about Netherite and where it's going to spawn, correct?
Yes. Oh, yeah. So Netherite, we were talking about spawning under lava, which is technically true because in the mass amount that it's going to be is pretty much closer to the area of lava, even though the Nether is pretty much all lava. But here it says where Netherite can be found is an ancient debris can spawn in veins of 1 to 3 blocks. Y-axis 8 through 22 is where you're basically going to get the 1 to 2 blocks. 8 through 19 8 to 22 is 1 to 3 blocks, and then Y 8 to 119 is 1 to 2 blocks. So, and then it says basically you can only find 5 blocks of it in a 64 basically chunk. So it's going to be very rare.
Those of you in layman terms, what Chad's saying in layman's terms, for those of you who are a little less studious on Minecraft lingo, the y-axis, you can use your coordinates in terms of where you are on the map and the blocks that you're at. So he's talking about how far down deep
vertical,
vertical, So basically, really low is the lava lake level, but they don't have to spawn there. They can spawn in that general chunk, and there's usually lava at that level, but not necessarily.
Yeah, so you might get lucky and have a nether that doesn't have that much lava in those areas, and you might be able to find it. So, but I can't wait to dig into it. No pun intended.
I can't wait for sure. No pun intended. Pun intended. For sure. Dig into it.
Definitely. So that's
Oh,
going
and
to be amazing.
don't forget, listeners, Chad's age. Comment below your best guess. We are still having that. We are
I
still
don't think
having that
that's one of those
that
no one cares how old
competition.
he is type of
Oh,
things.
okay. No
Or-
one cares. I see.
Yeah,
how it is.
pretty. I think nobody cares what my age is. So I don't know if that.
think
I
don't
guess I could
count.
take that either way. Like, it doesn't matter how old he is. He's still awesome. Or yeah, we really don't care about Chad.
We really don't care about Chad. Chad's the
That's
X factor.
Yeah, I'm the X Factor. It's cool. So yeah, speaking about that X Factor. No, speaking about streaming. So, are you thinking about jumping in and streaming, or
Yeah,
maybe
so I
making
actually
videos?
I am. So I actually wanted to let our listeners know I will be starting a YouTube channel here in the next couple of weeks. I don't
That is
exactly have
awesome.
a timeline yet, but I am definitely starting one. Title's going to be Patman Games with a Z at the end. Patman GAMEZ. That's going to be my YouTube channel. So if you like the things I have to say on this podcast, you're welcome to check it out once it launches. And of course, I will keep people updated through this podcast as to what that.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, and I'll definitely, once you do get that web page, I will definitely post it in the description here and on upcoming podcasts. That way we can get some good people to come watch your amazing content that I know you're going to be able to create and have fun. So, and you said what kind of channel are you looking at doing?
Oh, it's gonna be it's gonna be video games. I'm gonna do a Let's Play channel, so it'll just be me playing ridiculous games, doing whatever I feel like playing, and my silly commentary. So hopefully it's worth your while.
Awesome, dude.
Come
Definitely
check it
gonna
out.
have to check that out. And also, guys, I also do still stream every single night. This guy and other Patty will sometimes be with me, depending on their schedules and whether they can play or not. The realm is still open and going to be open for quite a while. We got quite a few people on here, so you guys are more than welcome to join if we have available spots, which sometimes seems to be the case, sometimes it doesn't. So but check out that obviously here on this channel, and if you guys are on the audio broadcast, you guys can check that out at youtube.tv or youtube.com, and then just type in Chadimus Productions, and eventually be able to type in probably Patman Gaming.
Patman Gaming.
So
Patman Games.
yep, and I'll have him down definitely in the description as well. So we'll have to get you set up and get some, Twitter and some social medias there to get your channel a good start out.
Oh,
so, but yeah, besides that, was there anything else that we wanted to talk about today? I know we covered a lot of stuff. We got Halo, we covered some more Minecraft. I know next week we were thinking about talking more on the Unreal Engine 5 and the RTX shadows for the future of gaming and how that's going to affect gaming long term, with obviously games being literally the most realistic as possible right now. I feel like the RTX shadows could definitely help with realistic shadows, obviously. What do you think about that?
Well, I definitely think that next week we'll be touching on both of those subjects as well.
Awesome.
I think that next week we'll also hopefully get a chance to talk about some gameplay experience for Minecraft Dungeons. That's definitely going to be the hype for next week's episode for you guys to tune in.
Yeah, we're not sponsored, but definitely go pick that up in 2 days, guys. So Tuesday the 26th, go get that. It is going to be on Windows. It's going to be on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, pretty much everything. So I'm really excited about that. We did show those two trailers here on our podcast, so if you guys are on YouTube, obviously seen that. If not, like I said, go ahead and go to the minecraft.net website and you guys can check out all the information, cool things that are going on there. But yeah, for next week, RTX shadows and Unreal Engine 5, and then I'm sure we're going to be jumping in on some Minecraft Dungeons talk. And if you guys want to see anything else, just let us know down in the comments, and appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. Also, we're going to be looking into a new name for the podcast, because doing some research Even though the name is amazing, unknown was really awesome. We found out that a lot of people already have that domain, and it is not exactly describing what we're doing. It's kind of the opposite. So we're going to look into that and possibly have some names in the works. So I'm going to post those down below. If you guys like any of those, let us know. But until next time, Patman, I appreciate you hanging out and chatting with us. And thanks, Patty.
Happy to be here.
Patty,
Yeah,
even though he disappeared on us, he had some real life stuff going on, which is normal. I'm glad he was able to jump in and fight you with some PvP action on Halo 5.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll be doing more PvP segments in the future, hopefully. So, but thank you guys for listening, and I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, and you guys have a wonderful, I believe, Memorial Day. So it's when
have a great
this
holiday.
will be here. So
Absolutely.
All right, sir. I will see you later, and signing off.
All right. Signing off.